everyone. Welcome to the Nevermind Podcast, episode 9. This time we're talking about Mars and if there's life on it. If you haven't noticed that our frames are dropping quite a bit.
Are they? Are they dropping? Let me.
That's what you get for Wi-Fi.
Gotta get a little bit getting close. Why haven't you just bought like a 500-foot cable and ran through your whole house?
Oh, well, I ran that idea with Julie, and she just doesn't like the idea of drilling a hole through the floor.
See, I would do it instantly. We forgot to switch our faces around so that we were looking towards the middle of the thing. I forgot to do that. We were supposed to do that, but we're lazy.
We were supposed to do. Well, now when we talk to each other, we look.
Yeah. So now when you see me and King Cord awkwardly, we're looking at each other right into each other's eyes, but you guys see us like just looking off in random directions. But we'll fix that for next time.
Well, I mean, like we're sitting so close that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's freaking me out. That feels,
that's like a portal.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of portal thing.
Oh God.
Oh, that's especially weird because like I'm not even off my camera. That's freaking me out. That's freaking me out. Also, another announcement. My camera's super blurry because I didn't set it up right when I got in here. I was in a hurry to get started because we had to start late today.
Yeah, so, we had to start late because my wife's birthday, like lunch, and I keep hitting my mic. And we also had it was like a birthday lunch / wedding anniversary lunch / excuse to get together with family.
That's how you do it. Multiple angles.
Some of us don't like to get together with.
I've got to, but yeah, so it's blurry because the camera's very far away, and as most of you know that work with those USBs, the USB cameras are really not meant to zoom, so it's zoomed in, it's too far away, it's too zoomed in, so I'm going to be just fairly out of focus today, but bear with us this week, and next week I'll put a tabletop, oh God, I can't even gesture, next week, I'm such a gesturing person. Next week we will be sure to get that video clearer by making sure that we put a tabletop version of that. So
it also doesn't help that I took Musty's advice and got a dummy battery that plugs into the wall for my Canon. Yeah. So I'm using my DSLR.
It looks good though. Look at the quality. Look at how crisp you look.
But we've already ran into the same problem we had last time where it just after a while shuts off, and I don't know how to get around that. So I'll shut off once in a while. I'll have to go back in and turn it back on. But
yeah, we're going to need a second green screen. We almost need to green screen 2 separate walls eventually.
I'd like to just take a second and point out that my nephew Cannon just said the word dude.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's exciting. Was that his first word? Or?
No, that's not his first word. That's just like first slang word, I guess.
First slang word? I mean, that'd be pretty great. I'd be all right if my kid was just rolling around like a goofy kid and was like, dude. I'd be like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, what's mine say? Sweet.
What's mine say?
Dude. I know, but what's mine say?
That's a great movie. It's worth it. Oh, no, I forgot about the cats.
Oh, we got a kitty cat coming in. So another announcement is we got our Discord set up. And we have it up right now, so you guys can check that out. We have the.
Did you make a command to link it, like I told you to?
Yeah, we have the link code and like the links.
Yep.
There on the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram.
Did you make a link? Did you make a command on your bot so that if somebody does Discord command, it pops it out?
Yeah, I did. I did remember doing that.
Pop that into the chat real quick.
It should pop up. Hey, Loreline, if you want to pop that up real quick.
Exclamation point. Discord. So that's going to be, there's a couple things that's for, because it goes beyond just news and things like that.
Yeah.
You also, that's somewhere we're going to use for people that aren't comfortable doing necessarily video chats. That's where we're going to do things like host the watch parties as well as host guests in the rooms there. If we do, you didn't make a command?
Did it not go? Did I not make it do it? #fail.
Are the other commands working?
Oh
yeah, Nevermind bot said something earlier. You didn't make a command?
I guess I didn't. I thought I did.
Well, don't do it now. We'll do it later.
No. But I just wanted to just kind of go over. We got topic suggestion room where you guys can give us suggestions on topics. The general text, We got watch party text and voice. We have a general.
Nice. And we're gonna add some more to those as well.
Yeah.
We'll keep building on it. I like and things of that sort. There's the socials.
But we also have the interview room where I'm gonna try doing where we get to like maybe an hour and a half into
Did
the
the postmaster general tell you where your package went? Dude, he thought okay.
His package.
Yeah. Apparently I left off, I don't know how I did it, but I left off the apartment number. So they didn't just leave it for me in the building where there's only 5 apartments. They decided that without the apartment number, they couldn't decide which of the 5 doors to leave it at and wouldn't leave it at the main door. So they just took it back. Yeah.
I think yours is Indian Village, right? What's your zip code?
68502.
Yeah, you're Indian Village.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just show up and say I'm here for that package.
Yeah, they were just like, nope, not I could just leave it here.
Dick bags.
Oh shit. Hey, cog
whistle. Thanks for that follow.
But so yeah, that's my bad. That was 100% on me. I don't know how that could have happened, but that's me. That's my bad. So sorry about that, Musty. I will pay you back with 1,000 sweet kisses.
Hershey kisses.
You got some melted bags of chocolate?
Melted. It's probably like soggy too.
Oh, it's probably just, and I feel bad because Cal was super excited for the British chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, I was excited for the mic, and, not like I wouldn't try it, but Cal was like, wait, there's chocolate in there too?
There's chocolate? I think he made a bold claim of saying that it's better than the chocolate we have here. Like, it's better than Hershey's.
Yeah, well, Hershey's is is that even chocolate? I mean, it's like plastic.
I know.
But we could do a
whole. I haven't had really.
We should do a podcast on like processed foods in America at some point. I would. You weren't there, but me, Musty, Schweel, and Screech were all doing jokes about processed foods, and like I was trying to tell Musty that where he lives has Chipotle.
Yeah.
Their Chipotle burritos are like this big there.
Oh, they're like actual proportion size.
Yeah, they're not like Chipotle burritos. Face. And I was like, the fuck is that? And it was still like $13.
Wow.
But then we were talking about, like, I was sending him things like that I eat that are just absolutely disgusting, like Totino's party pizzas and what else? I was trying to explain bologna.
Oh yeah, I was there for bologna.
Yeah, bologna. But no, that's my bad, Musty. I still think you should file a complaint and try to make them refund the entire thing, though, or send it.
Refund every cent you spent on it.
Because, I mean...
Wait, they don't have cents. What do they have? Is it pounds and stones?
No, it's not. It's not pounds. Oh, yeah, it is pounds. It's not euros anymore.
No, it's not euros. It's pounds.
Pounds.
Anyways, get your money back. Eat
spam on air. Dude, I don't think I could physically choke down spam on air. It's not that bad. If you give it a little grill, we'll bring in, like, a hot plate.
Yeah, we'll just get, like, one of those, like... tiny like propane grills.
What is your problem?
But anyways,
Carlos?
like I was saying earlier with the Discord, we have the interview room where, and I'm planning on doing where like an hour and a half into the show, we'll ask if anybody wants to, phone in and put their 2 cents on whatever topic we're talking about.
I like that idea because it doesn't have to be somebody that wants to be a full guest spot.
Right.
It could be almost like caller number 1, you're on the air. Like
exactly.
We can bring people in and be like, today we're going to be talking about Mars. We'll get into that here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But maybe Musty's got an opinion on Mars, but doesn't necessarily want to be on for a full show for that. Mm-hmm. You can pop in. We'll talk for 15, 20 minutes and then get somebody else in. Like, you could take multiple kind of like guest speakers on. And I like the idea of that for the Discord.
And we'll always have the
Why don't you go grab...
troll?
Why don't you grab a Discord link just so you can post it every so often in chat later on.
Let's do that, son.
Just the general text chat.
All right. Let's get general text chat.
Yep, just generate a quick instant invite. That never expires. For now.
Never expires.
Yeah, just copy that bad boy. That way you can just Control V that into the chat every so often until you get a command up and ready for it.
You guys ready for this shit?
So if you are interested in that, guys, Vegemite. Ooh. Vegemite. Yeah, it's fucking.
Vegemite. Oof.
But there
if
is
you talk to somebody from Australia, they'll fucking.
There's gotta be some Australians that don't like it.
They'll stand up for that shit till they die.
That's how I feel about American food. Like, if you've never had a Tam Tam, you haven't lived. I've not had a Tam Tam.
Is it Tam Tam like a Toblerone?
Is it a Toblerone?
Is it like, I don't know.
Try nasty foods on air for an episode.
Yeah,
oh,
we could
God.
do that.
That would just be me vomiting off in the side. I could never get behind Indian food. It's just not my thing. And I even like curry.
I like some Indian food.
I don't know. There's something about the bland spiciness of it. I like really flavorful spicy. Like I like things that are like Chinese spicy that are really like pungent spicy. But something about the curry spicy where it's almost like bitter and spicy is not my favorite flavor.
Yeah. So we got the Discord going, but I also made a Reddit page as well.
Musty.
Where I'd like you guys to...
Is it on Reddit Gone Wild?
It's not on Reddit.
It's actually just me and Cord taking our clothes off.
No. No. It's on Reddit. It's regular Reddit. Where I want you guys to go ahead and post some like whatever, like memes, like pictures, any just topics you want to talk about, whatever you want. But mostly I want you guys to put like memes and fan-made shit on there so we can see that shit.
I gotta rebutton my shirt. I thought I misunderstood the Reddit post. I thought we were doing a Reddit Gone Wild thing.
No. Sorry.
Let me just rebutton this up. There we go. Back to being an official podcaster. Professional.
So yeah, we got the Reddit going. Those of you who just showed up, I spent this whole week making the new intro video.
It's ridiculous. I love it.
And you think we should replay it again for people who just got here?
Since Musty, I think you should replay it for Musty because I think it'll be funny for Musty to see me with hair.
Yeah, it definitely shows our history.
We used to do, so for those of you that...
It's like a video of our friendship, really.
Yeah, it is. Other than Loreline, I don't think anyone from my stream obviously knew me a decade ago.
Yeah.
But a decade ago, hey, Cal. Oh, you did see it. Yeah, that's young Nixit with hair and being skinny, being a skinny with hair sort of guy.
There's a shot of both of us with our shirts off.
Yep. Cal missed it, but I can show it to her later.
Yeah, we can show Cal
as long as Musty saw it. But yeah, that new intro is pretty funny, and it's also ours. Whereas like the other one was like generated, and we had to have the thing that said this was generated by another person. You look so innocent. Yeah. Although, I wish I could just go back in time and tell like that 10-year ago Nick said, "Don't try to be a podcaster. don't try to be a streamer. Don't do it, man. Go get a job. Finish college.
Get a job."
But
you're gonna be a bum,
dude. We should do a podcast episode, but it would be too depressing of all the things that you would, if you had time travel, you'd go back and fix. But it feels like that would be really depressing to talk about. I would love
to have a time machine.
Yeah, there's a few things that I would make. I
constantly find myself saying they should hurry up and make a time machine.
Yeah. Except for you can't mess with space-time fabric, man. You just can't do it.
I don't know. I feel like if they just to go off on the side with time machines, I feel like Family Guy had like a pretty good idea with the time machine where it's like you can't fuck with anything in time, but you can go back in time as like vacations.
Yeah. Or remember when in Futurama at some point he makes a self-correcting time machine of some sort where you can't like so that any like it corrects any glitches that you form somehow by like changing things around.
Yeah. I can't remember what there was one too where it's like they can go back, but they can only stay on like this platform because if they get off the platform, then they change time because they made a footprint in time basically.
Yep. That's I don't know, man. That's its own episode. Time travel will definitely be an episode. And I hate time travel. I think time travel is bullshit. And I think that time travel is probably one of the most overdone. Try to use it to look intelligent in TV and media when really like there's a reason I think that when Rick and Morty decided that they were just not going to do time travel, I really respected that. I don't know how many of you guys watch Rick and Morty, but they said that they were...
Rick and Morty, though, they're like, well, that's too much. Like, we're already, like, going through dimensions.
Right. Well, like, the idea is that some people believe that time really can't be edited other than in space-time fabric. So that you can move through time in the sense that, in theory, you could move across space-time, but you can't necessarily go back and forth in time because time's not, like, a line.
Yeah.
So I like that idea. But that's its own episode. I would love to do time travel in media.
Yeah.
But for today, we're talking about
Mars.
Mars. We're talking about Mars.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Mars, not necessarily just life on Mars, just Mars in general.
Yeah, but partially the life on Mars because
we just had an article come out that they discovered a lake underground, which they thought was frozen.
Yes,
but they confirmed it's actual water on Mars, and I think that's pretty awesome, pretty interesting.
It's the first time we've found water, real life, like honest to God. We found dried up lakes, we found a little bit of ice here and there, but it's the first time that we found honest to God liquid water on Mars. And as anyone that follows science to any degree knows, where there's water, there's life. We don't know what kind yet. We don't know if we're looking at something as small as just bacteria or something as interesting as fish or some sort of underwater creature.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that there's bacteria.
Yeah, there will be, for sure.
But I think a lot of people...
Amoebas, bacteria.
Yeah, a lot of people go, there's water on there, which means that there's life on there. Well, I don't necessarily say like that there is. I would almost say that there was.
Could be that too. But I think that I think the idea is that because evolution often stems from water, that as long as there is a water source, that there's room for evolution to recreate. So even if Mars is a desolate, barren wasteland, finding the water means that evolution could evolve a new creature that walks out of that water that is immune to that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Possibility of life, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as you have water, you have the building blocks for what it means. Depends if Mars, Jesus said there's life. And on the 5th day, he said, "Fly free, little lizard creature from the water. Fly free and eliminate earthlings." What the fuck is wrong with this place?
But it also kind of like, it kind of helps my, one of my favorite conspiracies where human beings came from Mars and we just forgot about it.
That's, I hate that. That's ridiculous.
Why do you hate it?
Because how would that happen? Like, okay, I can get behind forgetting that we came from a place, but how could we forget? Like, if we were developed enough to travel the stars, what, we just landed here and then we got, like, zapped with, like, some sort of mental handicap ray? Or what happened to our invention?
It could have just been as simple as we just stopped telling the stories of our old people.
We stopped telling the stories of how we reached interspace dimensional travel.
Right. like those stories just got boring. Like, it's just like how like today we're like
Space Force.
We stopped telling certain stories that were told to us before.
Build the second.
Or we don't think that they're that important to spread on to our children. You know.
Do you not think that a giant dick couldn't be seen on the surface of Mars? That's a good point. That's a good point. You're saying if that were true, do you think that the giant dick could not be seen on the surface of Mars? Have you seen Moana? I have. Is that Moana from Mars? I must have missed it.
No, she's saying Moana is where, you know, they used to be voyagers, and then they got onto the island. They
stopped telling the story.
They hid the boats and they stopped telling the stories, and so they all just thought the island was paradise. And
right.
They forgot that they were voyagers.
Okay, and I get that idea.
So what if it was like a traumatic? What if it was a traumatic transfer?
I hear that, but they still make boats in Moana. They use
but they
boats
didn't
for
make
fishing.
Voyaging boats.
Right. But
they
I mean,
made
like,
fishing boats.
That's what I'm saying. If we're doing a Moana situation, we'd still be able to make spaceships. We just wouldn't voyage space with them.
Which, to an extent, is right, because we made like satellites and space stations and stuff. They made
but not like thousands of years ago.
The moon.
We just did that recently.
But like, what if we hid the knowledge and technology that could get us to like Mars or other planets? Because it was like such a traumatic experience, or like something evil was like hunting us, and if we ventured too far, they might find us again, you know.
That just sounds ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. I almost hope it's true. Like 80% of the time that I'm arguing that all the conspiracies are ridiculous bullshit, I like secretly hope they're true.
Yeah.
Like,
well, a lot of us, there's a lot of different conspiracies, but they all kind of like with Mars, but they all kind of were like either we were some kind of like a master species
Yeah.
that came from Mars, and then when we came here, we like fucked the
I
animals.
feel
here.
like if anything, that Mars was another human colony and we like nuked them. That's my new conspiracy.
That's yours.
Yeah, that
like
Mars was
like
another Earth.
the enemy Earth.
Yeah,
right?
and they said something that pissed off Earth, and we were like, fuck that, shoot the nukes
like
through
Mars.
space.
We'll say Mars is Earth 2, and we're Earth 1, right? And Earth 2 was like, hey, fuck you, you got too much blue on you. And Earth 1 was like, hey, fuck these assholes, we're sending some nukes over there, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, and then maybe we wiped each other out, and then we just got our life back faster. Because Earth's been destroyed like a couple of times.
Well, maybe we got hit, and then that chunk of Earth flew off and then turned into the moon. That's why we have the moon.
Exactly. So conspiracies are so far afield that they come all the way back around to plausible. That's exactly right.
There's one where
how did the theorists remember something we were supposed to have forgotten?
There's one where they mixed religion in with it, where like the high priestess or whatever were like super beings from Mars, and they were super tall and whatever.
Okay.
And then they came here to Earth, and we were supposed to be like the worshiper slave race or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that one completely, so that's as far as I can give you. But,
Okay.
There's a lot of conspiracies like that humans came from Mars.
Why has it got to be a conspiracy? Why can't we just be excited that there's
a lot of
life
theories?
What?
There's a lot of ideas.
I know. I'm just saying. Why can't we just be excited that there's water on Mars and that there's a chance for alien life?
I was just saying, like, what if human life was there because of that water? That water could just be like a leftover.
But if it's not, what if there's right now? There could be a little alien fish just swimming through there, unrelated to any human civilization that may or may not have been there.
Did you ever find out? Did they ever say how big this lake was?
I didn't read the actual full report.
Oh, okay.
I looked at it for about 30 seconds and thought, we'll probably talk about that on stream. Then did no further research. That's how you succeed in life, kids. Never do any work. Just come on, make stuff up. Nobody will challenge you. Fake media, fake news is everything. If you just say anything with enough authority, everyone will just take it as true. I mean, you know what? The lake is 500 meters across.
Okay, let's say it's 500 meters across. How big do you think the fish are going to be?
I'm curious about it. I don't think there's probably any fish, but there could be.
I mean, I'll put money down that there's bacteria there.
There's bacteria.
Sure.
There's probably bacteria, algae. Well, I don't know. Do fungi are carbon based, so probably. Yeah. I mean, if you've got water, you've got oxygen, hydrogen. There's carbon like all around in the soil, so you got everything you need to make something. But I'm curious. Yeah, they had to wait 2 years to confirm.
Yeah, because of the signal going to the robot.
Like, right. They had to make sure it was right.
I also like to point out that it's
12.5 miles across. See, right now, I feel like Musty is telling the truth, and he might just be making that number up.
Yeah, he could just, like...
Fake news.
He could have just rolled that off his keyboard, and he's like, they'll believe it.
Oh, it was actually 12 miles.
Oh, 12 miles.
How many meters are in a mile? Was I close? I don't think I was close.
I don't know.
What's the meter to mile ratio? How many miles is 500 meters?
Will tell us.
Somebody give me a conversion chart.
They go by kilometers, don't they?
Probably. Yeah. So I feel like...
Isn't kilometers like
kilometers,
1.3 miles?
So it's probably more like... I was a little off.
Oh, a little.
How many kilometers is it then? like 5 kilometers?
Pretty sure. Maybe.
Dude, see, now I can't tell if he's making up that number.
Right? It does look like a number he would have just like rolled off.
It does look made up. Yeah. So saltwater lakes, like I'm super excited about this because it feels like we do a lot of space probing. We do a lot of work in space. We want to see 14.25 million kilometers, give or take 12 million. You're killing me, man.
It'll be a McDonald's.
Yes, dude, but okay, that Musty's right. That's kind of a joke, but obviously true. Like 19 kilometers. Oh, I was way off. I was literally, it's 19.3. I was 19 kilometers off. But yeah, like if there's water, if there's salt water, there's very strong chance that there's some living organism. Now, what form that would be? I mean, I would. How funny would it be if we just rolled up on some like straight up mer people on Mars? Like, what would we even do with that information?
Like mermaids and mermaids.
Yeah, like why not? There's no
Like,
reason that they can't exist. Like
I guess so.
Half fish, half people. Like shit, man. You can invent anything in space.
That's true.
All it is building blocks being like click, 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 click.
That would be a pretty depressing planet though, because like it's just nothing but like cold desert, isn't it?
Not if you live in the salt water, like a fish person.
Yeah, but I mean that like so far all we've found is one
I'm like
12-mile big.
Sorry, I'm just like
lake.
I'm laughing at myself because I'm like your conspiracies are ridiculous. Mer people on Mars. But like, I can't wait to go to Mars and ruin that planet next.
Ruin that.
It would be half fish people lying on the ground. But seriously, like, I always wondered. This is a question I have about life, about I guess evolution. Evolution, like to some degree, takes obviously its form based on stuff around it. The hummingbirds with the long beaks have that so they can eat that plant around them. Certain animals develop certain characteristics so that they can survive in the area around them. However, if Mars is just now starting to reblossom life, just theoretically, would it form the same sorts of animals, or are traits even really mixable? Like, are mer people even a realistic thing, or will it only make fish and then lizards and then humans like the same way that we did? Like, how much different can we really get?
Because I mean, like, evolution doesn't your environment and like the elements that you have, like that helps affect the evolution, right?
Well, it does and it doesn't. I mean, like every animal on our planet's made of carbon.
Well, I mean,
and
like
oxygen
they found
and
like
hydrogen.
they found that one. There was one kid where he grew up most of his life, or like his people grew up most of their lives in the dark, like hiding in the shadows and like caves and stuff.
Right.
Where he, like somehow like evolution with his eyes, where he could like see almost like a cat, where he can reflect light better than most people, so he can see in the dark better.
Are you telling me the story of Riddick?
Maybe. But I mean, like
one time I knew this guy. He was on a planet full of monsters. He could see in the dark.
I'm saying, like, you know, like your environment changes. Like you adapt to the evolution adapts to the environment, right?
No, definitely. But I guess this is a weirder question. What just turned off in the background? Is that your camera?
That was my camera.
Your camera did that thing again. That's so
my
weird.
Shit camera.
Sorry, we can fix that. But I guess my question is, so yes, chickens, dinosaurs are turned into chickens. But theoretically, is that almost like, does that always happen? Could dinosaurs have turned into anything other than chickens and lizards? Or like, at what point does evolution divert to a point? I can't even think of a way to word what I'm trying to say. Is there actually an animal that we haven't seen? Or have we, through Earth's creation, already seen every possible build of animal,
so
I guess?
You're asking, is there...
Ooh, here we go.
Completely
Click
different
if you're a chump. That's a good name.
What?
Sorry, Click if you're a chumps chimed in. Great name, by the way. Environmental factors play into evolution.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's what I get that concept. But
so you're asking, have we seen it all already on our planet?
Right.
And is that what's out there?
Yeah. Is there another animal?
There a whole new like animal that we haven't seen?
Yes. Like, are we going to run into? Is it gonna feel like I'm playing some rip-off No Man's Sky where we get there and it's just like a dog with a cat head, or is it gonna be a fully new species I've never seen before?
I feel like we're gonna find similar animals, but I don't think they're gonna be like copies of what we have.
Okay.
Like, I feel like if we go to...
Because if I get to Mars and it's just inhabited by Earth shit, I'm going to be disappointed.
It would be disappointing.
Like, if you're just like, this is just a Martian dog.
No, this is I mean, I feel like we would find, like, similar animals to mammals, but they might have, like...
Well, like,
bigger,
let's look at it this way.
Like, bigger and stronger, or they could be smaller and weaker. Or like there could be a blue fucking tiger out there or something.
Well, like, Mars is a desert. So are we just going to get there and find the shit that you'd find in Arizona? Like, are we just going to see some lizards and spiders?
Maybe.
And we know there's not much life on the surface.
Maybe there's spiders with, like, 17 legs.
Maybe. We haven't seen...
Maybe there's spiders with, like, Well, I guess they wouldn't be spiders.
We
if
haven't
it's
seen
less than
any
8,
life
right?
on the Earth's crust, so that means we know there's probably nothing too large. But like Marzona.
Marzona.
But yeah, like just as many as you can fit onto a big boat.
Maybe that's what we'll use Mars as. Mars will be our new like nursing home planet.
Yeah, but again, see,
So
like,
we can take Arizona back.
nursing home planet.
We can take Arizona back.
The smallest details can make monumental differences, and look at how different humans can be with small genetic mutations. It's true, but we still all look the same. That's what I'm saying. Like, am I gonna get like if I run on like if you look at two really different looking humans, it's not like you would roll up on them on another planet and be like, what is this? Like, you'd still be like, oh, that looks like a person.
Well, even like if you look at the way people describe aliens today on Earth,
Yeah,
they're still like the majority of them are humanoid looking.
right.
They have
I'd be.
2 arms, 2 legs.
It would have
a
been
head,
cool to
a
meet the
neck.
Neanderthals, like the hat, like back before we like lost all our monkey hair and like had like that sort of like half apish look. That would have been
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yes, we've gone
Maybe there's a
definitely, and
planet-
I've seen.
Maybe there's a planet out there that have Neanderthals.
There probably is. That's what I'm saying. So I assume that somewhat our life is recreatable. I mean, that's the whole definition of a Goldilocks zone, right? When you come up on a
Yeah.
planet in the Goldilocks zone,
Which is like
it's got all the building
mildest-
blocks that made Earth successful.
It's not too cold. It's not too hot.
Right.
Plenty of sun.
What if we find life that can't even see because they live in a different spectrum of light? Boom. That's what I'm talking about. See, that would be interesting.
What if we find life where they can see ghosts?
What if
They
like
can see our ghosts.
what if ghosts
because
aren't
their
even
spectrum, they can see in different spectrums of light.
right?
And
But
one of the ways of seeing ghosts is looking through different spectrums of light.
what if ghosts aren't even ghosts and they just
wouldn't
live
be
in a
ghosts to
different
them.
like they would just be like regular. I don't even know how to
They
do
just
that.
be like not solid people.
Yes, like a helium-based life form. What an interesting idea! A legitimate like ball of sentient gas and fire. Like that's the kind of shit. If I go to another
in Rick
planet,
and Morty,
yes,
almost where like that cloud kind of guy.
that's what I want to see. If I go to another planet, if I roll up and I just see
Moon Man.
not saying moon men. If I roll up to Mars and I see a dog instead of a glowing helium ball of like interesting like creation, I'm gonna be very upset about that.
That kind of
Very.
reminds me of the ghost dog from
Oh my
Nightmare
god,
Before
yes.
Christmas.
Wait, would a helium life form talk like they had ingested helium? Would they be like, "Hello, Earthlings"?
I would doubt it. They don't have.
They wouldn't have lungs.
They won't have lungs or vocal cords.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Well, they might. I guess
They
we
might
don't really know how they
communicate with
could.
like flashing or something.
High pitched people everywhere.
What if there was like a race of like garden gnomes?
Well, I mean, that would just be. I mean, there could be. There could be anything. I mean, that's the point,
Yeah.
right? Like there could
I mean, we could just sit here for like another 2 hours and go, "What if this was out there?"
sulfur hexafluoride for the people with low registers. Yeah. So I guess they wouldn't all have high pitched voices unless they had ours. Replacing Bob, welcome in. By the way, click if you're a chump, welcome in.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I want some interesting creations. Otherwise, it seems like why even travel
So
the infinite galaxy?
You want new, or would you settle for similarities?
Well, I mean, I just want it to be interesting.
Like, what if we found another, like, human race?
Well, no,
but
everyone's
they were like,
okay. That's fine. If we find another sentient race, like fully sentient, don't care what they look like. I'll be interested in that.
like, what if they all look like Martian Manhunter?
Thank you for that follow. Click
Thanks
for
for
your
that follow.
No, if
Like,
they
what if we find like they're almost like you know who I'm talking about when I say Martian Manhunter?
yeah, like
The fucking
The
my
superhero?
fucking picture. Yeah, from
Yeah,
DC.
yeah, I know who he is.
Where I think they were on Mars actually, but they were like humans. Only they didn't speak vocally; they spoke telepathically.
Right.
Like, what if we found like that?
No, if we find any sentient life, that in and of
You'd be
itself
happy
is
with that.
interesting. How big are these bugs? Wait, let me get caught up. Yes, the giant alien bugs. So like,
Space roaches.
then we're getting into fucking like that movie I'm always talking about. Starship Troopers. I was gonna say Super Troopers. That's definitely not about giant
Starship
bugs.
Troopers.
Yeah, like if Starship
The
Troopers
one that people
lore.
keep memeing because of Trump and his space force that he's trying to get together.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's the Space Force.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to know more?
Do you want to know?
Clendathu dropping, still one of the best orchestral pieces.
I still think that movie's pretty funny.
The thing that's interesting though is you can only get animals that big. Like a giant bug can only be on a planet where there's a huge food source. Otherwise, they would be small. Like the
Not
big ass.
necessarily.
No, that is because otherwise they die. That's
but doesn't it like gases like certain types of gases on there can affect
to some degree?
There's
there's lots of things that affect size, but overall,
like I think oxygen affects a lot of the bug size here.
It does, but there's a reason that all the biggest spiders live in places with high food sources. They live in rainforests. They live in
but they also have high levels of oxygen because of like the rainforest producing.
That's what I'm saying. It's
like
definitely a multifaceted thing. Producing oxygen. The bigger you are, the more you have to eat. That's just how nature works.
Yeah.
So if you reach a certain size, like that's how crocodiles die. I don't know how many of you guys know about like alligators and crocodiles, but they are essentially immortal. They are literally almost immortal. They don't die of old age. A 200-year-old crocodile basically can move as fast and nimbly as like a 2-year-old crocodile. But they also, what makes them be able to do that also means they never stop growing because their cells are always replacing. Crocodiles almost inevitably die of either disease or starvation when they get too big or too you know what I mean? Essentially. So that's kind of how life works. Like if these bugs got to that level.
But what about turtles? Like turtles live forever and they get huge too.
Yeah, they live. But again, if they didn't have a food source to sustain that level of, they're pretty good at registering. Like they don't use a lot of energy, so they can serve it a little more.
Like most of them are herbivores, right? So they can just eat some.
Yeah, they have a little bit easier time finding food.
Roll up on a plant, have a little snack.
Crocodile Dundee. Thank you for that follow though, replacing Bob. By the way, Starship Trooper style. I could literally do a whole podcast about Starship Troopers because I'm such a fan of Rico's Roughnecks. But
Planet 1.5 times bigger than Jupiter.
Yeah, so if you're looking at something like that, if you're looking at a super planet, something huge, way bigger than Earth, way bigger than Jupiter, way bigger than that, and it's got a solid source of food for something that's like an insect, there's absolutely plenty of lore for them being able to survive. But a lot of dinosaurs and a lot of things like that, or even our bugs, our bugs used to be huge. If you look at again, oxygenation and nitrogen have a huge part to play in that. Back before our atmosphere formed and we had a little higher oxygenation and higher nitrogen and things like that, we used to have bugs, and like Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about it in one of his specials, that were like the size of like humans. They were just big old bugs.
Yeah.
But with the deoxygenation and the lower food sources, they kind of shrunk up into like centipedes.
Yeah. Didn't he say like back when dinosaurs were roaming around, like there was like cockroaches that were like the size of fucking taxi cabs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there were. Clicking for Your Chump is also saying that, again, Chump is not wrong. He's saying maybe I'm being a little too literal. Again, not everything lives the same way. So I shouldn't say he, I don't know for sure. If they're in their point of view, the idea is that maybe this insect can live off, they can eat dirt and pull nutrients from the dirt, therefore having a kind of renewable resource.
Yeah.
That is a good point and not completely impossible.
Maybe there's bugs out there that uses the power of the
replacing
sun.
Bob is right too, eating off oxygen, anything like that. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? Like straight plant style, you basically just eat water, sugar, water, and air, like things that are all semi-renewable.
What if we find some kind of species that lives off of carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide or whatever, where like it would benefit to live around them? Like,
oh yeah,
because we absorb the oxygen and produce the carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how we work with plants.
They would. I can't talk right now, but they would basically live off of the carbon dioxide and then produce the oxygen.
That's pretty much how plants work,
right?
Well, although plants also need sugar and water and things of that.
Yeah, it'd be like a plant that takes
our
care
DNA
of itself.
Is close to that trees. Exactly. The bugs could absorb energy. Dyson sphere in the vacuum of space. The sun-sized moths with Dyson spheres sucking out the life of giant stars. That is a creature I would just never want to see. I don't care how cool it is. I would just never want to be introduced to the sun-sucking death moth.
Men in Black got it right. Alien species do need sugar water.
Sugar with water. But yeah, like I guess you guys are all right. I'm being a little literal. I guess that like I always think of like I'm being too small minded. There is a lot of ways that something could function in a different society.
Yeah.
Although again, I like to hold up the idea that so far we've only considered the idea that life can be entertained in a Goldilocks zone, and Goldilocks zones tend to replicate an Earth style habitation.
But could life live in the harsher zones though?
Anything can happen. We just
Because
don't
I mean,
know.
like we see it here on our planet too, where like there's still life out in like the really hot fucking deserts where like humans can't spend more than 10 minutes in.
Yeah, some planets are you would be really scared. Like, could you imagine whatever lived on Neptune, where there's just like supersonic sound, like wind, like the wind moves so fast it would rip the bones from human bodies. Like, wouldn't want to see what lives on that planet.
Yeah. Well, or the ones where it's just like scalding hot, like lava planets all the time. You know?
Which we really haven't seen. I guess our Mercury is pretty hot. That's like pretty.
Yeah, I mean it's not like lava.
Right,
anywhere.
but it's pretty close.
It's not like the floor is lava there.
Just hopping around.
But it's pretty.
Space moles, no ears. Yeah, but like I only meant like what sort of material? Like, is there any carbon-based material like that could even withstand that sort of pressure from the wind? I don't know, like something on Neptune.
It would have to. I would assume it'd have to be like some kind of stone creature.
Yeah.
Almost like a colossus.
Which again, that is carbon based, so it is in theory. There's no reason it couldn't be realistic. And Chump is right too. There's been a lot of life found near the methane exhausts at the bottom of the ocean, and that's really interesting.
Isn't it like a plankton kind of species that?
Well, there's
like
lots of
feed
stuff
off
down
of
there. Yeah. Where there's energy, there is something to feed off it. Oh, what? Musty's now fucking Confucius over here.
Yeah, he's enlightened.
Where there is energy, something will eat it. Probably a giant spider. The fuck?
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, I love that that's how life works, because that's a nice way to say it. Another way would be to say, where there is something, life will exploit it. Like,
yeah, that's true.
All we do is take advantage.
Okay, so let's get back to Mars.
Okay, let's do it.
And the underground lake, you're thinking that there's going to be some kind of fish.
So, well, no, I didn't say fish. I did say fish, but I just only meant.
Wouldn't be.
I mean, it could be anything, right? It could
be some kind of aquatic species.
Oh, right? Dude, I don't like hive mind at all. I hope we never run into a legitimate hive mind. You know, because the thing that's probably one of the scariest things on this planet to me is things like ants. I just find them like I've talked about this before in one of our movie things. I hate the idea. I hate that they ruined my favorite book when they did the movie World War Z. But using that ant style movement in combat,
crawl onto top of each other, get over the
you
wall.
just have not. I know that it's weird to say this, but I don't think I've ever seen anything more frightening than an army so efficient and so fearless that just to cross a small stream, they'll just drown themselves over and over to make a bridge. I mean, ants will do that shit. They'll just climb into the water, drown, another ant, climb in, drown, until they have a bridge. Mm-hmm. That shit is probably one of the scariest things ever. Like, I'm so glad that they are insignificant little ants, because imagine a realistic species like that could do that. I mean, that would just be so scary.
That would be scary. That would be really scary.
Yes.
Anything plankton or microorganisms in the water on Mars.
No matter what, I think there'll be that.
I agree with you on that. Click if you're a chump. But I'm asking, like, do you think it would be bigger?
That's so. I mean, it's kind of a toss up, like,
because like I was thinking, because we're always discovering other species underwater, like even like way deep, where it's like sunlight can't even reach.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm thinking, like, if there was a bigger species, it'd be kind of like that kind of aquatic, like the scary ass fucking.
That was my phone. I clicked something on my phone. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I would love to see something like that, and that's a great question. Like, I think Chump's right. No matter what, I think we've got plankton, microorganisms, bacteria, but the question is, Do we think or do we suppose there's something larger already there?
What if there's something like, what if the Loch Ness Monster?
I mean, the Loch Ness Monster is just a dinosaur, right?
Is it a dinosaur?
I mean, I guess nobody knows. I always feel like it's drawn like
what if the Loch Ness Monster was just a folktale
I feel
that we
like,
brought over from Mars and we forgot?
I feel like the Loch Ness Monster is just a lapis.
Lapras? Like it's a real Lapras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bet it's super.
That would make sense.
Chill.
That would make sense if Pokemon were really like real, and like they just cartoon the creatures up.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Look at what we have in the midnight zone of our own oceans. Exactly. That's what we were saying, Musty.
Like, you know.
Oh god, you know what looks like a fucking alien? Fucking anglerfish. If anything is
the light that comes
the light and the sharp teeth.
The sharp teeth. Yeah, that's a scary one.
That doesn't look like it belongs on Earth. If anything has ever inspired me to believe that there's just the scariest thing ever in life, it's anglerfish.
I think aquatic life is like the closest thing that you can say is like alien, and it lives on our planet.
The blobfish, the blobfish is creepy as fuck. Pokemon are probably just real on other planets.
Creepy? Isn't that the one that's just got like the giant ass and like nose looking thing?
Yeah, but they look like somebody melted them a little bit.
Like it looks like a head that melted.
Yeah, it's
nose
creepy.
Is, like, huge. I think it looks kind of.
Do you guys think that when the solar system was young enough, I'm thinking when the sun was bigger, do you think that Mars was ever in the Goldilocks zone? That's actually...
I believe Mars was in the Goldilocks. I think both Earth and Mars are in the Goldilocks zone, aren't they?
They aren't here anymore. Mars doesn't fall technically. It's like right outside.
But so you think that it was?
Yeah, I think Chump that you're probably right. I'd have to go do the research on it, but my guess is that with where it sits so close to our Goldilocks zone now, my guess is when the sun was a little brighter and stronger, that it could have been. And the funny thing is it will be again as our star goes into its death throes and starts to expand a little bit.
Yeah.
At that point, Mars will fall into the Goldilocks zone again.
I always thought it was in the Goldilocks zone. It was just on like the outer side, so
it's
a little bit cooler there.
Close to it, but it is. I think it's technically outside.
So is it? So that would mean it's too cold to live on Mars. Or
it's too cold to live on
just
Mars.
Bearable.
I think. Well, part of what happens with Mars too is that there's factors to it. Mars is slightly outside the Goldilocks zone, but also doesn't have our atmosphere to keep in the heat, so it loses.
The atmosphere blew away in space wind.
Right, so
that's what I've been told.
Mars doesn't have the atmosphere to hold the heat in, at least to the same degree as ours. Yeah. And I think it is too cold to live on, but I don't know that for sure. Somebody would have to quote me. Somebody go find the radiation. Yes, that's true, because we can survive in pretty cold conditions as a race.
Yeah.
But no atmosphere means no protection from solar radiation.
Okay, so one of the...
Wait, can somebody real quick that has Google pulled up, what is the surface temperature of Mars?
What is the surface temperature?
It's got to be cold, but I mean,
I would assume
is it so
it's
cold we can't live? There's ice.
I would say it's probably like in the -20s.
I was thinking colder than that, but maybe not. I don't know.
But so
the 20s that's like fall here. We can live in that.
I said -20s.
What? Oh, -20s? Dude, it was -25 here this winter.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just saying like that's just a
typical day. We were fine. -55. Wait, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? Yeah, I'm an American. Give me Fahrenheit. 70 degrees.
Okay, so that's cold as fuck.
So it's -195 Fahrenheit. Shit. That's too cold. But I mean, not that we couldn't invent things with geothermal
see,
warming.
like one of the ideas was when we talked about it before is that we were going to drop 2 nukes on both poles in the Mars. And that's supposed to like jumpstart Mars's like fucking system again.
Yeah, I mean it could.
But is that going to add an atmosphere?
It doesn't. We'd have to do something more unique than that, I think, but maybe. Yeah. So that's so funny how that works. Like during the day, it's just it's like any desert. It gets to a nice, steady, regular temperature during the day.
It's like California during the day.
Yeah, and then it just plummets.
It's fucking Pluto. The closest thing that we can imagine Pluto to be.
Sorry, Musty said that is some white people thinking right there. What if we just blow up the poles?
What if we just nuke it?
You are sorry. That probably when I laugh that hard, that probably echoes off our mics. Yeah. That's my bad. That's great.
Thoughts of using the nuclear bomb to recreate the atmosphere on Mars?
I'd have to do research on that, but that doesn't even sound like it makes literal sense to me.
I can't remember where.
It does the opposite, doesn't it?
I think it was
setting off nuclear explosions, at least to the degree that we have
the
them. It forms
at the same time.
It forms like a cloud that blocks sunlight. It would make it colder. It's supposed to nuclear winter.
It's supposed to throw it into an ice age, and then from the ice age, it's supposed to come back.
Oh, so that's the goal, is to actually force an ice age and then let it reset itself?
That's the idea.
You want to turn off... I
feel like we're just going to we're gonna blow up
your Mars is running slow, so you just want to turn it off and back on? That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, basically. I feel like we're just going to blow up the planet, poles, and then we're just going to make it cold there forever.
I'm with Chump here. Because of that would take, in theory, at least what I know from planetary shift, wouldn't that take thousands and thousands of years?
I would assume so. In fact, I would think that it would take longer than the human race has.
Right, that's what I mean. So I feel like it could work in a couple thousand. Yeah. I feel like Chump's right. We better just go for the ozone creation. It's really kind of weird that we can't make ozone, isn't it? Like
a little bit. You think
we would have figured out a way to figure
how to fix our ozone.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like the one thing I'll give the human race is I feel like we just are like, I want some ozone. I'm gonna figure out a way to make it. It's weird that that's something that we haven't really captured successely to like I think they've made it in lab conditions, but I don't think they've been able to use it. Yeah, like they haven't been able to use it.
They can do it in a jar.
Ozone can be replicated by deionizing the water. You create ozone, right? But they haven't found a way to actually.
They haven't figured out a way to make like
application
plug and put it.
Yeah, we haven't found a way to actually apply that on a practical scale, right? To the best of my knowledge, even if we can make it.
Otherwise, if we have, why are we wasting our time with Mars?
Right. But to produce enough.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Well, we'll just do it with all of our melting ice caps. Think of all the water we have to deionize.
I feel like we're wasting it. We're just like, oh no, we got a hole in our ozone. Hey, let's figure out how to fucking get out of here.
That's the most human thing of all.
Yeah.
But
just run away from our problems.
Yeah, I think it's weird that I don't know. I'm really interested in it. I'm really interested in the idea. I think we even talked about moving planets on our last space episode. It's an interesting idea, but terraforming takes so much work. Plant more trees and shoot polluters.
So terraforms. You say terraforms too much work. So are you for moving to a different planet then?
Well, no. I feel like it's better to repair what we have than to.
Yeah, I feel like we should
get a new one.
And I think we both said it on the last space episode. I think we should quit worrying about other planets and just try to fix our own.
Yeah, seems.
If we finally get like the screen that goes, "This is impossible," then we can go, okay.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I feel like if we go to another planet, I want it to be on our own accord. Like I want to go to another planet because we're exploring and we're doing what mankind does. I don't want to be like fleeing for our lives. That is a terrible way.
Like the end of a movie or something.
Like who
everyone's trying to cram into a giant fucking space dick and fly to a goddamn other planet.
Exactly. What if ancient humans? Oh, okay. Chump's going with your theory. Chump, maybe you didn't come in at the time, but King Cord was actually throwing that out as an option. Apparently, that's a really common belief, is that we used to be from Mars and had to escape Mars. What an interesting idea if we're just always stuck in a literal loop of like going to Mars and Earth, nuking the poles.
Well, I think the theory with the one where humans were on Mars at one time, but then we had to flee Mars.
Exactly, Chump.
Was because we knew like the space wind or something was going to come and blow our atmosphere away.
Oh my god, yeah.
So we're like, let's go to the other planet.
We would just bring the assholes, but it's true. Like the funny thing is humans are so capable of these really amazing changes, and we never do it. One of my favorite views on the human condition, literally of all time, If you haven't watched all of Rick and Morty, go watch the Purge episode where at the end they're like, we don't have to be ruled by money anymore. We can make our own thing. And he's like, oh, I'll make bread for more money or for more food or whatever. And like, it's so true. Like,
but I'm gonna need like wheat or something.
Yes,
I can give you wheat for more bread.
Yes, exactly.
I can watch your children.
Yes,
for money.
It's one of the best views on human condition.
Yeah.
How quickly we will fix a problem and then instantly fall back. If we fix the ozone tomorrow, we would literally be like, think of all the oil we can burn now. We've got more ozone.
Right?
Because humans are just like that. And what an interesting idea. But yes, Chump, I think we're on the same page. I believe that space exploration should be done from just that, a point of interest, science, and exploration, not fleeing for our lives, because you can't make the best judgments in the world when you're just trying to flee for your life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have to agree with you.
I don't know if we can fix our planet, and if we can't, then that's on us.
I mean, if we can't, I know there's way more better candidates.
The problem is the distance.
Like Mars.
The one they found those 3 planets in the Goldilocks zone. It was just one. There's lots.
Wasn't there one called like Triton or something? It was like 5 times as big as Earth. But
Triton's different. Triton is a moon on Jupiter.
Or Titan
or Neptune
or whatever it was.
Yeah, there's something.
There's one that's close.
There's lots.
It's closer than we thought.
Yeah, but still,
it's like
closer than we
more
thought. It's
water
still
than
like
what we have.
But it still is like lifetime, multiple generations. Like the closest. I don't know. I'd have to Google it, but I think the closest in like Goldilocks zone is still like hundreds and hundreds of years, if not thousands.
Yeah.
With what we can move at now. That's again, we don't know. By tomorrow, somebody can invent some sort of space-time burning warp engine. Who knows?
Well, somebody came out. I think he was even the guy who does Tesla. I can't remember what his name is.
The day after we worked that out. Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. I think he came up with like a concept of like an engine that warps time.
Yeah.
And it shows like a bubble of like warpage timage,
right.
And you basically just like change the time so you can skip ahead like.
I would actually almost be annoyed if Elon Musk like invented that, because like he's kind of a douchebag. He's so talented. Yeah, he's super talented.
Why do you think he's a douchebag?
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Is
it because he shot a Tesla car into space just to say he could?
Well, I mean, maybe that, but
is it because he made?
I hope that brought down the downfall. I hope another race like what if we just declared war? Like one day another planet's just living their life and a Tesla slams into their planet, kills their whole family. Right. You lost your camera.
My camera. My silly fucking.
He's a union buster. That's a great example. He's anti-workers union. He's a so rich guy that acts like a rich guy.
What's so bad about?
Thank you, Musty.
Union busting.
You're anti-union?
Huh? No, I'm trying to make an argument as well.
Yeah, no, Elon Musk, talented, intelligent, probably one of the greater minds we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Also a total douchebag.
Yeah.
We have 14 planets in the conservative to be in the optimistic habitable zone. What's the closest one, Musty? The day we worked that out, people would be lighting tires to keep warm at night. It's so true. Or we could just advance enough to be able to move the entire planet. And that's also a really interesting idea.
Planet moving?
Yeah, they did that in a Futurama episode too.
They moved stars, didn't they?
Yeah, I think
he moved stars
all the
to
robots.
write a message to Leo.
There's a global warming episode where all the robots are causing global warming, and they shoot the planet like a few feet.
They all pointed their exhausts up into the sky and moved it.
In theory, it could work. I don't know how, but the problem with that is
but the only thing that would change gravitational poles a lot.
It would change a lot of things. It would change magnetic fields.
Yeah.
It would change poles. It would change where we lie in the thing. It would make our days longer and our years longer. It would really fuck with us, but it would also mean maybe we survive.
But do you think planets could be moved that easily? Because I feel like the track that the planet's on if we would definitely feel some sort of resistance.
Well, it's pulling as billions
much,
of pounds.
Like if you take two magnets and you face the same poles together and you get resistance.
Yeah.
I feel like we would get resistance that way. It would
but on a huge
eventually
scale.
would just get right back into track.
It just depends. You'd have to be able to break that force, but then also not break so far away that you just fly off into
drift
death.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also that would change our rotational, like our spin, the planet's spin.
It would.
Would it shorten
would change,
or longer our years?
It would make our years longer because the further you are away, the longer your rotation.
Right.
I don't know how you would. I don't know how you would do it with the spin. I don't even know that you could move the planet while it's spun correctly. Because no matter what, when you exert force on a spinning object, it stops the spin to some degree.
I imagine somebody just suggests
that's not somebody better than me.
Anti-gravity gun from like Half-Life, only planet size, and just.
You're talking a temp difference of 2,000 Kelvin, so conservative seems optimistic.
Yeah, asteroids maintain orbits.
Grim! What up, baby? Yeah. No, it's true. We could definitely make it work. I don't know if we're capable of that, but you never know. Elon Musk might invent it.
But I think we both agree Mars is not the best candidate.
I don't think Mars is the best candidate. I think humans are lazy, and Mars is the closest candidate. I think that when I want to pick dinner for the night, I tend to go down the street instead of across town, even if I want something across town.
I do that a lot. I always go, I really want this, but it's so far away.
Yeah.
This thing's down the block.
That's the human condition.
Yeah. That's
crazy. It's probably why we're still alive.
Probably.
As like a race, because the space spiders that eat oxygen and helium creatures are probably like, man, look at how delicious those humans look. But it's so far away. Whew, close one.
Yeah. I guess I'll settle for this.
The moon would be better. It's kind of true though. Like I don't know if
would the moon be better? Would the moon come along?
You just push it too. I feel like if we move, I don't know. Again, I just don't think moving to the desolate desert planet that barely sustains life as it is doesn't seem like much of an upgrade from just staying here until we die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of it's what's after Mars?
Well, that's a great question. Do you mean literally, or do you mean where would we go?
What's the next planet?
Okay, you were actually asking. Mercury. Okay,
is it Jupiter?
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's Jupiter.
Jupiter.
And Jupiter's which one? That's the one with the wings.
Cal can name it off like that. I have to actually think about it. I have to be like Mercury, Earth. But like Cal can just name off all the planets in a row, and I'm like, oh my god, I can never remember like Saturn and Jupiter and Neptune's those three like after the asteroid belt or whatever. Like no fucking clue. Jupiter, I think Mars only the first four are in front of the asteroid belt, right? The rest are behind it.
Here's a theory. Let's go put a bunch of mirrors.
Mirrors?
Just a bunch of mirrors so we can just keep like directing the light further and further.
From what?
Just so we can direct it to other planets, so we can use the other planets.
Oh, we're gonna make a heating. Well, geothermics is probably easier than that. Just pulling the heat and energy from the center of a planet and using it to warm areas. They do that right now, like for certain areas. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. There we go. See, I couldn't remember that order at all.
What if we put like a giant mirror sphere around our solar system, and it just keeps reflecting the light everywhere?
You want light though.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it keeps it in our solar system.
Grim, thanks for that follow, baby. Solar cell rings around Earth would be awesome. Yeah, totally. Anything that anything. There's so many good options to save our current planet that it's almost offensive that they're so obsessed with moving to Mars. Like Mars looks like a shithole. Why would we want to go there? Here we have beautiful forests.
It's even a shithole in the movies.
That's what I'm saying. Like no one's ever been like, oh, look at how beautiful Mars is.
Yeah, no one's like, oh wow, that place looks like it's so great. It's got dust everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't understand
dust everywhere.
The obsession with it. Oh my god, I love Zelda.
Yeah. So, Do you think there's other underground lakes, or do you think we just got lucky and found the one on
I don't think
Mars?
there's probably one for the whole planet. I'm gonna guess there's probably some other.
Do you think there's connected bodies of water, or do you think they're just isolated lakes everywhere?
I don't think it matters. Well, no, it does matter. It does matter.
Yeah.
Because if they're connected, that means
I mean,
again, if it's connected, that means more food source, which means
right.
more evolution and more interbreeding.
I mean, if they're not connected, the best situation is there's isolated towns around the lakes, and then eventually those are going to go away if we were to move to Mars.
Right. Well,
Mars is a temporary surrogate.
Well, see, again, we've talked about this before, and even today a little bit. If we can move to Mars, there's probably a good chance we could just save our planet. Like, realistically, if we have the technology to terraform and live on Mars successfully, we probably have the ability to terraform Earth back to an inhabitable sort of place.
Right now the plan is to send, I think it's 4 generations to Mars.
Trump actually said, I haven't caught up yet, but let's terraform our deserts before we terraform planets. Kind of a truth. Like, think smaller, Earthlings. Like, let's do what we can do here, then work on it other places.
Think inside the box.
I agree. I do. Think inside. Think inside the box in an outside the box way.
Yeah.
Kind of, yes. Some is theoretical, some is non-crim. We found water. Today we're talking about Mars. We found water on Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Water means possibility of life. More than likely, again, this is theoretical in theory. Theoretical in theory. That's the sentence of the day. But, yeah, like, there should be life. We've basically almost confirmed life on Mars with water existing. Not 100%, not completely, but it's very rare to find water without some form of life. So, I think it's definitely something that's interesting, and I think that's kind of what we're talking about today. We've been moving toward also talking about how we would inhabit Mars and how we would make it sort of our own. And we still have another 30, 45 minutes to go, so we can still cover some more ideas. We try to do about, for those of you that are new to the podcast, it's usually about 2 hours, give or take.
Yeah.
Or about an hour 20.
The last one was 3 because we were doing tests.
Yes, that one came long, and I think we went a little long. Like when we have guests on, sometimes we'll run a little long if we're having a good time.
Yeah, if we're having a good conversation with a guest, we'll go long too. But usually a typical episode is 2 hours.
Yeah, so also, if you're new to the channel, welcome in to the Nevermind podcast, and we do bring on guests. So if there's a topic, if we ever are doing topics and you're interested, we bring on guests for full episodes. Like we did, we brought on Musty and did him for a full 2.5 hours. If that's not your thing, we'll bring in miniature guests, kind of like callers on our Discord, and people can kind of we can talk with them on that way. So we are going to be
for our Discord
introducing that in the future, sort of like caller number 1 sort of situation.
Caller number 1. Tell me, what are you wearing?
We bring people on for full episodes as well.
Yeah. Technically 2 years ago, but they just announced it July 25th.
Underground saltwater lake.
Yeah, technically we found it 2 years ago, but I think a lot of that is because of the signal.
Rabid Steelix.
The signal between the rover.
Right? Well, there's a long time, and they had to confirm it. They couldn't tell for sure because have you ever seen any of the rover information? It looks like nonsense.
Yeah,
it takes them forever to confirm half the shit they did.
I also think it's hilarious how it's been like the same rover the whole time.
Yeah, that thing is. Okay, I wish I could get a car that reliable.
I was watching. I was watching. They were saying like, sometimes we lose signal because the dust gets collected onto the solar.
Yeah.
But they're like, all we have to do is just wait for another windstorm, and it blows the dust off and cleans it. And I thought that was hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious. I love watching these people that are probably making like $300,000 a year, scientists, just like waiting for a dust storm.
Right.
Should build an LHC on Mars, use it as a test area for all of our crazy experiments. Kind of, though, for real.
Yeah, we could turn Mars into our like test planet.
Is THC really in space?
Maybe. Maybe THC is even better in space.
Yeah, I would think so.
I was actually
I don't know. I think I'd be pretty paranoid.
We could have an episode about legalization of marijuana or whatever, or just marijuana in general. But I just wanted to point out, I was watching. Have you ever seen that series on Netflix called Explained?
Yeah.
They had one, I think, last week about marijuana.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know that there was two genders to the plant. There's a male plant and there's a female plant.
I actually did know that.
And that they actually like the male plant gets the female plant pregnant.
Yeah.
But the thing that they've discovered and how they grow marijuana now is they keep the male plants away from the female plants, because then the female plants like flourish really well and they produce more oil, and that has THC and C something, whatever, CHC or whatever. But that's how you get like the really good like potent shit. It's like a female just like saying, "I'm in heat. I need your pollen or whatever." It's pretty fun. Yeah, CBD.
CBD.
But
That's funny stuff.
Interesting shit. We can talk about that another episode.
If there is, send me up there. Me too, man.
Yeah.
Although I feel like that'd be a little too much. Like I feel like if I'm just like I can't imagine a worse nightmare than just like floating through space on like a spaceship smoking weed. I'd be like, oh, I'm out here all alone, man. Dude, we're all right here with you. No, man, I'm out here alone in the space.
No one's here.
So that's just. I thought that was just a regular female.
One of the terms is they're sexually frustrated females.
Yeah, I feel like that's just. Isn't that just being a regular female?
Pretty much.
Seems about right.
Pretty much, or being a male in human race. But yeah.
How would you get dominoes out there? See, that's why I couldn't do it.
Oh man.
How am I gonna get my absolute? How am I gonna maintain this kind of body in space?
Where am I gonna have an unlimited supply of oatmeal cream pies? Like eventually I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna run out of that shit.
What was that about cream pies?
Oatmeal cream pies.
Oh, that's less interesting. Sorry, I misunderstood.
You were thinking of a different one?
Yeah, banana cream pies.
Oh. Yeah, where are we gonna get those? There's no bakeries in space.
That's what I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start a space bakery.
That's your first business in space, is space bakery.
That's what I'm gonna start.
Get your space banana cream pies.
That's all I sell. It's a specialty store.
What is an oatmeal cream pie?
An oatmeal cream pie is
a trash snack.
It's a trash snack in America, made by Little Debbie. Well, not now, I guess.
It is a sad excuse of oatmeal cookies.
It's not a real oatmeal cookie. It's like an oatmeal fluff that is it's two oatmeal fluff cookies with cheap cream, like that gross kind of semi-hard cream that you like. Yeah,
it's granule. Like you can actually feel the sugar in it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and people who get high eat that a lot.
You get shorter. You lose weight in space. I think you get shorter.
You lose weight. I thought you got taller. I thought it was taller because then the collagen or whatever it's called
expands,
plates
or something.
in your spine expand.
Interesting. I did I once read
aging does slow though. They found that out.
I read an article that also said that technically you time travel, like in theory, when you re-enter the atmosphere at that like high speed.
You're like, really?
Like by like a half
just by entering the
something about because it's all about speed and like
so you
rotation.
Like go like 2 seconds.
Not even. It's like
2 seconds back.
0.2 of a second or something. Absolutely unmeasurable. But I read about
Wasn't there one guy though? He went up like when he was like 37 and came back when he was supposed to be 40, but he was still like. 37.
That is possible in theory through space time, but we haven't gotten that. We haven't seen it for real yet. Oatmeal cream pie sounds like a party in my dumpster.
That
exactly sounds about right. That's pretty much exactly what it is. Like that's pretty on point.
Yeah. Oatmeal cream pies. Where am I getting?
Let's have a Is that are we gonna eat that on the podcast where we eat all the gross foods?
Oh yeah, we can do that.
I actually love oatmeal cream pies though, so I won't be
so
too. If I was gonna pick the grossest Little Debbie to eat, I think it'd be cosmic brownies.
I'm actually fond of zebra cakes.
I love zebra cakes. That's what I mean. I'm trying to think the grossest. Crunch?
Oh, the grossest?
The grossest would probably be, I don't like fudge doubles or whatever that all chocolate oatmeal cream pie is. I also hate cosmic brownies.
I would say the brownies with the nuts because I can handle the cosmic brownies.
The brownies with the nuts?
Yeah. Because the nuts are they're oily.
I don't eat them at all.
I feel like they were like semi-crushed for like the oil, and then they're like, all right, let's use the rest of whatever the fuck this is to put it on the goddamn brownies.
That sounds right to me. That I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they made it.
I bet that's how they did it. They needed peanut oil.
And this still is part of the podcast because they're cosmic brownies. My plan for space: fix Earth uninhabitable areas, open up moons as a port for tourism, and asteroid mining companies colonize Mars after the moon is terraformed to some extent, travel past the Van Allen belt, begin mining Jupiter's moons. It's an interesting idea. The most nuts are oily. I don't even it wasn't too much. It's something about I just didn't like the oily. I didn't like oily as a descriptor of nuts.
That's what.
Normally I'd be excited about
when you get like
nuts.
a can of nuts, it's not like they're like been soaking in oil, or they feel like they've been crushed enough to extract their oils. That's how they are though. They're soft and oily, like oily to the
Sounds
touch.
like Empyrean. It is a little bit.
Yeah.
Nick Merckx is funny, bro. I love Nick Merckx.
I think we should do what Futurama did with our moon.
Make it a playground.
Make it make it a theme park. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Nuts are pretty much all oily fat. It's true. You just it's the low quality version of them that get that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the moon, space tourism, I think is a really interesting idea. I would pay any amount to go see space, pretty much. So I feel like that's a good economy booster.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just don't with the Mars. I'm very excited about life on Mars from a standpoint of I want to see what they find. I want to know more about it. I want to do the research. I want to see what comes out of there. But I just don't see it being a place that I want to live, move, and start a new.
Yeah, I don't feel like it would be a planet to live. I think eventually, when we get further enough in our jump of space, exploration and technology and development, we can come back to Mars and go, okay, this can either be our test site.
Yep.
Like like Area 51, or what are those in Arizona and New Mexico where they tested the bombs?
Oh, I can't think of the names of them.
But that's where we'll test our bombs or shit. Or we can turn around and just say, okay, we'll just put our fucking space exploration museum here, and people can come visit for the day.
That's what I feel like we should do. Space Border Patrol.
Yeah, are you gonna join the Space Force?
I'm not gonna join.
You're not?
I am not gonna serve in anything that is headed up by our current.
Oh, because of Trump?
Yeah, I don't want to serve in Trump's army at all.
I signed up for that shit like a long time ago, though.
What if Mars is flat like Earth?
What if?
I watched a funny thing about that on Facebook that was like, if Earth is flat, then the lunar eclipses would only be a line across the moon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be how it worked.
Unless it's flat vertically.
What?
The Earth.
The Earth being flat vertically?
Yeah, like
the Earth
instead of Earth laying horizontally, what if it's
right? But if Earth was flat vertically, wouldn't it be blocking the light to the moon? I mean, sorry, not that. I meant the other. Wouldn't if it were flat vertically, would we even be able to see the moon at all?
If we're all on the side with the moon.
Okay, is that doable?
And the moon's going in a circle this way.
Like two frisbees.
Yeah.
But the theory is that all the other planets are round. So that's what I meant. Is that
really part of the theory? Like Earth is just flat, all the other ones are round.
Yeah, which is kind of some theorists believe that, which seems oddly specific. Like why? That feels like yeah, no, I know that's even makes less sense than just everything being flat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how eclipses work in a. Oh, I knocked.
You keep moving the green screen.
I'm knocking the.
Oh no! Now they know.
They know that I'm not really.
You ripped
I
the
moved your green
time.
screen.
No.
That was my bad. My bad, yo. I ruined the green screen.
Oh no.
Well, how was I?
Everyone knows we're a sham now.
I spin a lot while I talk.
You do. Okay, well.
It's true.
We ripped the space-time continuum. So.
That's how we do it.
What you gonna do?
We could be just a giant asteroid stuck in orbit, kind of.
We could all just be a part of the Matrix.
Don't mess with me, man. I'm worried about that all the time.
Maybe we're all just batteries.
My immersion is ruined. I am literally I live in a constant state of fear that I'm not a real person and that I'm just part of some simulation.
Do you have the fear that you're gonna wake up like Keanu Reeves and like a battery?
Kind of.
Like
I actually live in a few really like unrealistic fears I don't like to talk about.
yeah.
One of which is
Let's
that
talk about them.
this is like purgatory, and that when you die you just restart and have to live the same shitty life over and over.
I'm okay with that.
Are you?
Yeah, that's all right with me.
Like the Greek mythology of the guy that had to push the boulder up the hill forever?
Or like the guy who had to be burned alive, and then he comes back like a phoenix, but it just happens again and again and again.
That's the kind of shit I'm worried about all the time. Ever share the same dream with another person? I never have. I've never had a linked dream.
Linked stream.
Should we maybe me and King Core will try that live on stream. We'll set up our cameras. We'll get into a bed together and we'll drink some like of that dream root tea or something.
Yeah,
try and walk into each other's dreams.
We can do that. Or we can try doing it where you Skype in.
Musty, I think that all the time. Sometimes think that I'm just a character in a game, and we actually talked about that on our AI day, because in theory, one of the things, if you guys were not here, I'd watch that porn where it's me and King Cord we go to have me and King Cord, we drink dream tea, we get into bed, and then it just cuts into raw, brutal, absolute ball slapping gay sex together, and then we both wake up and we shared that dream. And was it a dream?
But would you be ashamed?
No, not at all.
Nah, me either. No.
I dreamt about a burger and my friend dreamt about fries. It was the perfect match. But anyway, back when we had our AI discussion, for those of you that were here for AI Day, Artificial Intelligence, I stated a fact that at what point does gaming become unethical, in the sense that if you make AI a certain level of intelligence, isn't that possible that they are somewhat sentient? Like, if you play Sims, that somebody in there is writing code that says this sim sees a house, goes inside, falls in love with this sim. Like they react to the situation around them because of coding. And if you make artificial intelligence so good that they react to the world around them on such a scale that they can actually start to question who and what they are, is that ethical? That was a question for AI Day. But similar to what Musty was saying, I have to agree, sometimes I'm worried that I'm just a character in a really well-designed game, and that freaks me out. I don't like that idea. Don't like that idea at all. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't shut off.
But yeah, that's something that I also worry about, Musty. But lots of weird like that sort of stuff. Artificial intelligence based romantic comedy would be awful. And on the bright side of saying that we live in purgatory, if it's a shared purgatory, like if you're a real person living in your sort of never-ending life and I am, it's also kind of sweet, like the idea that me and Cal always find each other, and that you and me are like become good friends, like in every reality. Like
the Hawk Girl storyline. What Hawk Girl, not Hot
Hawk Girl.
Hawk Girl from DC, where
she always finds Hawkman.
She was, yeah. Her and her husband Hawkman always find each other in every life.
Yeah, that's super romantic. So as a bonus, that's great. I have a theory that we can interdimensionally travel through dreams. I don't know about through dreams, but I do think that we get glimpses of our other dimensional lives.
What if dreams are like just like peeks into like whatever like signals, like airwave signals are around us?
Could be. Now that I'm really thinking about Chump's idea out loud, now that I've said it out loud, it's actually not a bad idea. Like when you fall asleep, you catch glimpses of your other multiverse lives. Do you think that's a thing?
That could very well be a thing, yeah.
That could be a thing. I mean, I guess
like there's just a universe of me falling all the time.
It depends on if we.
There's never an end to my falling. I'm just screaming.
Do you have falling dreams a lot?
A lot. I'm always waking up like, oh God. Thank God.
I love Fringe.
I'm on solid ground.
Oh, and the main guy in Fringe is so weirdly hot, even though he's so weird looking.
Can you explain to some of us who don't know what Fringe is?
Fringe is like it was a TV show where and I can't remember if she's FBI or CIA, but she like investigates sort of weird multiverse, interdimensional. I think X-Files.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to X-Files, but she does it with like an old scientist and a young upstart cool guy that wears leather jackets, and they like go around trying to deal. And it's really good. Some of them are scary, some of them are really good, and it's kind of like an X-Files sort of deal. Definitely should watch the show sometime. It's really good.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I just wanted to.
I haven't remembered a dream in years thanks to THC. It makes sense.
You haven't had a dream sent because of THC?
It's the X-Files with multiverse theory. There, yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I like the idea. We are conduits, so we pick up on elements of other dimensions. That's an interesting one. It has the mouthy one from Dawson's Creek. Yeah, that's the guy I was trying to say is attractive, but in kind of a weird way.
The mouthy one from
It is a good show. I've seen the first season or two. I can't remember how many they made, but I watched some of it. Okay. It's pretty good. Anything with multiverse theory I could go on about forever because
any other fears you want to talk about?
Fears?
Joshua Jackson.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy, but also really weird looking. Kind of a weird looking good guy. There's some people have that look like some people find interesting looks attractive. Like Kevin Bacon. I feel like a lot of people think Kevin Bacon is attractive. He's got kind of a weird face. Like not in a mean way, just weird face.
But
people
weird
like him.
Like weird in a good way.
I've got a weird fucking face.
His face is almost
80% of my face is shitty red Irish beard.
Would you say Kevin Bacon's face is
we call it
pointy and sharp?
Damn. Pointy and sharp. Wait, I feel like we should go back to do you have a terrible fear about your existential life?
No, not really.
You're never worried that you're not a real person or not a real that nothing.
I often get the thought that we could be like a Matrix situation, but I'm also like, okay, cool.
Do you find it? This is off topic. Do you find it terrifying or peaceful that nothing you do matters?
Peaceful, I guess.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. For those
even if you work really hard on something.
Yeah, like I'm a 27-year-old loser that does podcasting and entertaining and barely doesn't make enough to pay his rent 95% of the time. And but I kind of like it because like the same guy that Elon Musk, super smart, super intelligent, doing everything he can with his life, that motherfucker's gonna die. And he's going to be as dead as the rest of us with no real legacy.
It's like those memes where they show rich people and it shows like a cotton like or not cotton, pine wood coffin.
Yeah.
And it goes poor people and it shows the same coffin.
Yes.
And then usually the meme goes like people who like put ketchup on their macaroni and cheese and it shows them like in a pharaoh's like coffin.
But seriously, to the first part, that's like, oh, your camera shut off.
Fucking camera.
Dude, you got that thing is just terrible.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a feature I gotta
something wrong with the camera itself.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably just have to put on like video and hit record and it'll stay on.
Yeah. I have to say though that it's true. Like no matter what you accomplish, you will be subject to the same nothingness as the rest of us.
Yeah.
And I find that just ever so calming. Ketchup on mac and cheese, that deserves hell. I have to agree.
Right.
Nobody should put ketchup on mac and cheese.
Ketchup and mac and cheese.
But yeah, like I feel like that I find that really soothing. As a failure, I like to think of myself as a failure.
Yeah.
But as someone that hasn't done as much of my life as other people, I feel very soothed by the idea that we all die and mean nothing. But I think other people, that just absolutely terrifies them.
Yeah, it terrifies them and pisses them off. Like if they worked really hard and like making something of themselves.
Yeah. But nothing matters because
like we all end up in the same like fucking waiting room.
Yeah, like there's nothing. There's just nothing that you get. Life's hard. That's why no one survives. It's true though. But we've only got. It used to terrify me. I could see I think it used to terrify me when I was young, like really young.
Yeah.
But then when I decided to pick an alternative lifestyle, like when I stepped back and decided to be sort of like I can't alternative lifestyle is just a nice way of saying it. When I decided to basically make no money and do nothing with my life other than follow my passions and what I love to do, that I don't know, that I find it pretty soothing now.
Yeah.
I used to get panic attacks thinking about ever nothingness. I could see that, but
See,
no,
like,
I find it soothing now.
one of my friends, like, one of his crippling fears was that like aliens were real and UFOs were real, and he would always tell me like his biggest fear would be like watching an alien crawl through his window to get him.
Okay.
But like when I was like, well, I'm scared of ghosts, he's like, that's not practical.
Oh my
Ghosts
God.
aren't real. I'm like, well, what makes aliens even more believable than ghosts? You know?
Well, okay, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I definitely think aliens are more believable than ghosts, but not an alien deciding that he wants to crawl through your window specifically to come
like,
get you.
just get you.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. But I don't feel like it's fair to say what makes ghosts less believable than aliens.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Like,
but what can you do whether I'm terrified or not about it? It doesn't change. Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Roll with the punches. Live the life that you want to live because, hey, motherfucker, you're going to die. I'm going to die. You're going to die. If you're out there watching this, bad news. Spoiler alert, you're going to die.
It's a little harsh.
Think?
Well, I mean, for them.
I don't think so. Do you guys feel like that was harsh?
I feel like that was harsh. I mean, it was all right when you told me I was going to die. But then when you like specifically pointed at that one guy out there.
Should I strip again?
Yeah. I think that will relieve some of the tension in here.
No, it took me too long to button it up that last time.
Oh.
That's why I threw my leg in the bin and chose to stream. Hey, that's me too, man. Me too.
Do what you want. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy.
I'm working on sending my astral self into my other dimension body and body jack him. Damn, that's dark, chump. Wait. What happens to him? Does he like sit back in there like a supernatural demon, or does he get thrown into your dead body, or does he just disappear? Oh no, Cal! Thunderstruck and set your land on fire, and now everyone is dead. Oh my God! See, what if those were real people?
Yeah. What? So you're saying like she's like in control of all those people, and that's like a real life?
Rip. Can we just have everyone? If we could just have a moment of silence for Calhia's RimWorld life, people's lives, RimWorld
Let's have a
colony, I guess.
Let's have some peace for them.
Everyone, just a moment of silence here. Okay.
All right.
Not my problem. Hopefully meld into one. Hopefully the dimension's most similar to our own. We need the Stardew server, Cal. Yeah, you guys can have the Stardew server. I'm going to stick to Empyrean and maybe a 7 Days to Die server.
Ooh.
But we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. Is there anything that you feel like about did we I feel like we
covered everything
the life on Mars thing
to the point where we had to stray off other shit.
Yeah, well, not so. I don't feel like we had to stray off. More like I just tend to get easily sidetracked.
Yeah.
I think that's just okay. I don't know. I like to talk about multiple things. Things kind of. I think conversation moves in a flowing way to different like topic.
Well, do you think I should go ahead and just pop this bad boy in the chat real quick and see if somebody wants to call in for the last 15 minutes?
Yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts if they want to call in? I mean, we've been trying to add the feature. I don't know if you do you have your sound set to come through your computer or whatever this runs.
I can set it up.
But yeah, like if anybody wants to call in, or if anyone has Q&A, towards the end we usually just kind of start talking. We take questions about ourselves, about the stream, about what topic suggestions. Although on that we have a Discord text chat for as well. Ooh, I'm in bed. That would be awkwardly sexy call. I just love the idea that your wife rolls over and she's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Who are you talking to?
Put me in her ear. Put me in her ear right now, Musty. Hello.
For some reason I just had that What commercial is that? It's like an insurance commercial. It's like, who you talking to?
Oh yes, State Farm.
It's
Yeah,
it's
Jeff at State Farm.
Jeff at State Farm. Oh yeah, what's Jeff wearing?
Red polo.
Khakis. Oh yeah, Jeff.
Another time though, Musty. That's all right. I mean, we'll just keep bullshitting for the last 15 minutes, but I always like to give people the option if they want to, you know, have a vocal say, or if you want to ask Q&A about us, about the channel, about anything that's been going on. That would be the time.
Things that are gonna go in the future. We're gonna be I think
next
we got
week
our set
though.
pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call in next week. Yeah.
Yeah, Musty, you're always a welcome guest on the show. I had a blast last time.
So we got to 40, and we just need 10 more followers.
10 more followers till we can get affiliate on this channel.
Get affiliate. Obviously, we reached 7 days this month, but if we have to go into next month, we'll have another.
I think you're actually
extra day.
I think we can do it if we have to, but I think that it works like once you've met the achievement that it stays on your record. But we'll see.
So, but we did talk about
yeah, except for if we did that, it would get weird because if we had 2 guests, we'd almost have to set up like another stream room. Like I'd have to leave Cal at home and stream her in from a Skype call. There's just not enough room in here to get us all on
I mean,
stream.
this is a very small bedroom. I thought it was bigger, but it's small. But I mean,
it is a rolling 30 days now. Okay, well that's easy enough.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do another Q&A if we need to or whatever.
But yeah, like
we talked about doing a different thing too, though, didn't we? We were gonna do can't remember what we were gonna. I think we were gonna do like music, try to make music together.
Yeah, I'm always down for that. I finally just set up the music rig. You and Cal can Skype from your house, and we can Skype here. That would probably be the way we had to do it.
Yeah.
I got enough mics. I think it would be more the room. I mean, like, me and Cord are like...
Yeah, we're like right here.
There's not a whole lot of room in this. It's great that we have a podcast room. We've got, like... It's good. It'll be good. Yeah. Oh, you see, I can't even do this gesture. But, but we... it would be snug with 4 people trying to noise gate, and, it's also really hot in here.
Yeah,
although the fan,
it's cooler than it was the last time we were
here. With the door open and the fan, it's certainly better.
Yeah, but it's also gonna start cooling off, so we could like open this window here.
No jazz hands, yeah, unless you do like. Nope, too much. You got your hand came through. Nope, too much. You have to be like in here.
Shit, my headphones now. Jazz hands are now illegal in this room.
Jazz hands are now illegal. Spear fingers. Yeah, I've had a lot of things. Like, I'm really ambitiously trying to move my stream into the direction that I wanted to. And like I can't decide. I really want to add in music days. I really want to add in a D&D day.
But that's what we were talking about doing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, if you want in on it, you should I
want in.
Talk to Saturday evenings. I talked to Fluffy. He's a DM. He likes doing online through an online site.
Yeah.
Fluffy is going to be hosting a D&D game Saturday evenings, and he has room for at least 1 or 2 more people. But I get to the point where I'm nervous because I would be so busy because that would mean game streams Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I do a double shift
Saturday D&D stream. Sunday you do a double shift every Saturday?
Every Saturday. From noon to 11 p.m.
That's brutal. We'd have to look at another day then if you were going to do it.
I mean, I'm free Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, so maybe I'll check Friday. I'll ask Fluffy about a Friday. But basically, I'd be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like every week, and like I might end up be where it goes to.
Need a movie stream, just make it
a movie stream. That would be great.
Yeah.
Just never stop streaming.
So, do you have any ideas on what you want to talk about? Oh yeah, we Musty, you and I are gonna try to do a voiceover.
Oh yeah, that's definitely on my list.
Company.
I have to do some samples, and I need to put together a portfolio and do a few things before I can.
We should all get together and figure out what all we need to do. Put together.
Just gotta make fake samples.
Yeah, well, I mean, like
all of mine are gonna be for terrible products.
Yours is gonna be like hemorrhoid cranes. And
yeah,
shit,
I think I mentioned that. I'm only gonna do when I do all my samples for the voiceover work, I'm only gonna do like hemorrhoid creams, Vagisil, like all my examples. Yeah. Do you find yourself not feeling fresh down there? Well, then you need Vagisil. Like that's gonna be.
I have a hard time.
Yeah, go ahead, Cal.
I have a hard time believing that they're gonna
come
pick
on
you
over.
For Vagisil.
First of all, have some faith in me. Vagisil is absolutely gonna take me on as a spokesperson.
Just take my word for it. I use it every day.
Anusol for the one you love the most. Do you often find yourself feeling chafed down there? Well, then you need Anusol. It gives you all the fresh, fluffy feeling of Charmin toilet paper.
For some reason, I was imagining I was at like a baseball park, and I was on like the PA system.
Or just do everything like you're shoutcasting, like all the time.
Yeah.
Just like Anusol, it gives you the best. Like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, lots of great ideas. I'm gonna be a great voice actor. I can feel.
Yeah, I feel like I'd rather do more character work.
Character work?
Yeah.
Well, then be a character worker. Give me a voice. What's your funny voice right now?
Be a character worker.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Can't
even do a funny voice on call.
It's really hard to do off the fly. I'll try.
You're never gonna make it in this line.
My diary says that I can do whatever I want.
Is that
because I got 3 nipples?
Is that Simple Jack?
No.
Were you doing Simple Jack?
I guess it could have been Simple
you
Jack.
make me happy.
Make me happy.
Anus and all, you can fight crime. Yelling voiceovers for commercials, like that's all it is. Like, it's panning over, like just like whatever product it is. Like it's panning over like a new strainer, you know, showing a lady doing it. And I'm just like, buy the strainer, motherfucker! Like that's the whole spot. Sold. That'll be $50, please.
It's gonna scare a lot of people.
Yeah, like everyone's like leaning into soft piano music. They're like, what is that?
What's the one Larry the Cable Guy did? Prozac, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, the one Prilosec.
Yeah. It's like, get your Prilosec so you can eat your bonus buffalo wings and ride your ATV.
Yes, dude, that's what I want to do. I just want to do ridiculous pitching.
I eat Prilosec 24/7. I eat it with every meal.
I was mad too because like when I went on Fiverr to like scout the competition, everyone on there is like super established.
Oh,
like
I know.
there's like it's always like some chick that's been like one of the top ones was a chick that's been in like movies and video games and real life commercials. I was like, oh shit.
There was like an 8-year-old. And he's like a professional kid voice. And
yes.
he'd been in like commercials and like
that's
web
what
commercials.
I'm saying.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, do you need a kid voice? I could be your kid voice.
That's although we all know adults are the best at being kids. Like I feel like all the kids in shows are always
actually
done by adults.
It's funny. Most male kid voices are done by like adult female
voice actors. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
But anyway, just as a few updates, let's go ahead and I think we're getting ready to close it down. Cal's going to be heading over to pick me up, so the comedy aspect is the way to go. We'll make it work, I guess. Yeah. Just a few updates from my end. Nick's it over here. You can follow my Twitter, but I would check out my stream first. My Twitter is mostly used to promote my work with people and make announcements for my stream. So down below my Twitter handle here, you can see my NIX_IT on Twitch. I'm thinking about trying to add in a day of streaming, either Friday or Saturday as a D&D day, which I would love for you. I would move the day possibly because I would love for you to be a part of it because Fluffy's going to DM and there's one other person that's going to be a part of the game, but they're not going to do cameras. And I kind of want to set it up like a panel of D&D players, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind having at least one other person that would be happy being on camera and doing it.
Either voice or camera or both.
Both for sure.
Phone in with a payphone.
But yeah, I'd love to see that sort of line of work. But that's what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be adding Tuesday through Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and currently Friday. For me is gaming, playing survival crafting games or shooters and competitive. But I'm thinking about adding D&D day, and I'd love to add music day. but we don't have any vocal talent whatsoever between us for making like beats. Like we can make beats and mix them, but
we can't make.
We
lyrics.
are so white, and I love mixing.
It always ends up like you're gonna suck my dick, yo.
Yeah, that's all I rap about.
Yeah.
Although I did just get together with E Pig, who's a juggalo. We went to school with him.
Yeah.
And we wrote an entire song about. Well, not we wrote. He wrote, and I helped him produce a song all about jerking off, and it was actually pretty not bad. Like it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, but how do you say hentai? Do you say hentai? That's a weird question. Some people say hente, right?
So, really? I've never heard of that one.
You've never heard that?
Hente?
Yeah, hente.
I've always called that hentai.
Anybody out there say hentai with a T?
How do the Japanese say it?
Probably hentai, I guess.
Because that's what I assumed, so I just rolled with hentai.
How do you guys out there pronounce hentai?
It's gonna be.
Don't pretend you don't watch it.
It's gonna be hard for them to pronounce it in the chat.
No, like, is it HEN-TAY?
Is it with
or
an A or an I?
What?
Do you say with an A or an
Either
I?
TAY or TIE. Tay or tie.
Tay.
You say it the way we do, hentai.
Hentai.
I've heard people pronounce it hente, but me and Cal were arguing about it the other day because in the song he says the word hente for the rhyme scheme, and I was like, no, I've heard people pronounce it that way before. And then when I went online, I tried to find it, and it was like 60 to 70% of people saying hentai and 30% saying hente. And then I was like, what an interesting argument.
Is
because
it one of those things like where you grew up?
I guess maybe.
Like Midwest, we all say pop or Coke.
Yeah, pop.
Instead of soda.
I say pop, but I say soda too. Give me a soda.
Over like on the East Coast, they just call everything Coke.
Yeah, south too. Out south and southeast.
That's weird.
It was weird the first time that they were like, "You want a Coke?" And I'm like, "No, I want a Sprite." And they're like, "Yeah, clear Coke." And I'm like, "No, I don't want whatever a clear Coke is. I want goddamn Sprite." And they were like, "Yeah, that's clear Coke, dude." Fuck. Just say octopus fucker.
Octopus fucker.
Opie.
So is that all? That's all that's new.
Yeah, just that I'm gonna be adding some extra days in on my stream. So if you guys are interested in that, most of you already follow my stream and have come from there, but feel free to join us for that. And if you're interested in being a part of the D&D game, most of you are in my Discord, so talk to Fluffy about it if you're interested.
Yeah.
We saw that shit in Ohio all the time. Oh, say that. They call it Coke there too. It drove me crazy. Oh no, you call it Pop, Musty? Soda is okay here, but pop is the norm.
You can get by with soda, but most people.
But we don't call anything Coke except for Coke. Coke brand Coke.
Yeah, Coke brand Coke or cocaine.
Or cocaine. Yeah, we call that that too. Not that I do that.
Yeah. So, like we said earlier before, we got the Discord. So if you guys ever want to join that, there's the link one last time.
Oh God.
There's a wall behind that
right
screen.
Up against the wall. I was trying to ripple the green screen and like make it wave, but I punched the wall.
Anyways, we got the Discord. Guys, hit up that Reddit. It's the Nevermind Podcast on Reddit. Give us your fan-made things like memes and posters and animated shorts from audio clips from our podcast. I love those, like 2 Angry Grumps or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They a lot of their fans will take the sound bites from their videos and then turn it into animated shorts.
Oh God,
they're always hilarious. So
Red Bar always did that too, right?
Yeah,
I guess Red Bar
did that with
Red
Bar too.
There, yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to do that, that'd be awesome. Share with us on the Reddit. Otherwise, we got the new intro video going. Hope you guys like it.
Mango Mongoose doesn't exist. Mango Mongoose is a figment of everyone's imagination. He only exists because you all believe in him.
That's deep. Anyways, so go ahead, tell your friends about us, send them our way here on twitch.tv and have them follow us. Or you can go to YouTube where the post of this stream is posted. You can watch the video later when it's not live. Subscribe and hit that bell or whatever now you got to do these days. You got to hit that alert bell. Subscribe on the YouTubes. We got the SoundCloud too, and also the iTunes. So if you got an iPhone and you want to listen at work, you can listen to our beautiful voices at work while you're vacuuming your CEO's office.
You can also follow me at McDickens Sandwich on Chatterbait.
Otherwise, our
llama. No, I can't do the llama.
Otherwise, our Twitter handles are over here, and our Twitch. Are they called handles on Twitch?
You talk more about your D&D game. What was your question?
Are they called handles on Twitch?
I guess so.
Our names on Twitch right here.
Real quickly before we jump off, Chump, I don't have a whole lot of information yet. It's going to be so serious about McDickens Sandwich. Yeah, that's because it's a serious matter. McDickens Sandwich is a great name, and it's important to me.
It's real.
The D&D game, I don't have a whole lot of information on currently. It's going to be a 5th edition D&D game with a few friends that I'm going to live stream on my Twitch down here. We also do games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday all day. But it's going to be a custom-built campaign from one of my stream followers that is a dungeon master. I don't know where it's going to be set. It's going to be, like, I don't know anything about the campaign. I didn't want to know. I want it all to be a secret. It'll be my first ever full-on campaign. I know some of the lore. I've played online games like Neverwinter, things like that. But it'll be my first full dive into full tabletop roleplay. And I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be interesting. I feel like I'm going to feel just a little fluffy. Shout out to you, baby. I think I'm going to be just a little nervous about role-playing live on stream at first. But I think, well, just because I'll feel ridiculous. Being like, I walk up to the barkeep and I say, "Where hath thy been?" Like, I feel like but like, I'm pretty excited about it. Fluffy is the DM I was just talking about, guys. He's going to be hosting. We're going to be streaming it live on twitch.tv. Fluffy, I'll talk to you about it later. I'm thinking about talking to you about moving days. I'll talk to you later today, though, man.
Yeah. I feel like we should do like the standard like setup, like we all draw what we think our character's going to look like.
I'm going to get some
stat
fan
sheets,
art.
all that
no,
shit.
I love to get into it too, Fluffy, and that's what I'm saying. Once I dive into the role playing, I think I love role playing, and I will mesh into it.
I feel like it's going to be like, you just be like, I want to swing my sword at the dragon.
That's kind of what you do.
I'm like, all right,
is that how you're going to
roll
talk?
your dice. I'll do lots of voices.
No, you can't do
my
lots of voices. My
character is the man of many voices.
Oh, shit. Well, you know what? It's a roleplay game, so I guess he could be that. You could be a bard, and then you just do voice tricks.
I could be a master.
It's a lot of fun,
master
Chum.
of disguise.
I've played a few role-playing games here and there, but nothing on the scale of D&D. So if we hang around in the channel, if we get into it enough, maybe we could do it like, depending on how long campaigns go and how comfortable Fluffy is with it, maybe we could bring people, like, followers in and do, like, one follower per campaign or something and, like, bring people into it and such.
Like, oh, hey, you entered this new town.
I played a pyromaniac goblin that was witty and sarcastic. I'm really... I'll get more into it later, but I'm very excited about bringing
I could be
that
a
to
spy.
Twitch stream. You can be whatever you want.
I could be a spy, and you guys don't even know it.
But King Cord is definitely... Oh, you can't see that I'm pointing at him. King Cord is definitely interested in joining the campaign, Fluffy.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to you about his days would have to be a little different, so I'll talk to you about that later.
Yeah.
But it'd be good if we brought him on if you have room for one more, because he could be somebody else on video with us. And I kind of want to have, if we stream it, I'd like to have some more. Yeah, absolutely, Chump. I'll get on Discord. I'll send you my personal Discord and stuff too. We have a community of about, I'm trying to get some of my people to come to Nevermind as well, but my Twitch Discord has about 100 or 120 or so active, not all active, but pretty active users.
Are you just rubbing that in?
Did that feel rubbed in? Is that Cal saying, get your ass out here?
I'm a little hurt right now.
No, I'm
sitting at 40 and you're like, my channel's got at least 120.
Oh, my channel has 1,300 followers.
Oh, ouch.
My Discord has 100.
Cut me open and then you rub the salt in.
I'm fucking with you.
Like, there's 120 who come, like, who definitely show up, but there's 1,300. Like, ouch, man.
Probably, yeah, I'll talk to you later about it, Fluffy, but that's it for announcements for me. Chump, for anyone that's new, this is hey, congratulations,
Nice.
Chump. I'm at I think I have 250 on YouTube, but I don't do YouTube anymore, so I haven't grown at all. It's been
I don't have any on YouTube.
my YouTube subs have been 250 for literally the last like 6 years.
Yeah.
But yes, 2 followers on Twitch. Yeah. Well, also, if you guys are new to this is a once a week podcast. Sundays, usually at 1 p.m. Central United States time. We were late today because we had some stuff we talked about.
I had a birthday and wedding anniversary lunch to do today.
But we
that was poorly scheduled.
Yeah, just 250. I'm a slacker. But yeah, that's gonna be. We do this once a week. If you need more besides that, go ahead and you can always follow my Twitch and King Cord. You're in my chat a lot, quite a bit. So you can talk to me and King Cord while I'm streaming every day from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Usually I'm in your chat around Thursdays and Fridays. So yeah.
Oh,
like
you're
you
fine,
said,
Laurel.
like you said before, Sundays 1 p.m. Central Time, U.S. Sometimes we do Q&As. They're just kind of spontaneous.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're gonna try to get a D&D.
Where I always pop in and ask awkward sex questions.
Yeah, it usually goes to sex. So yeah. Otherwise, guys, if you want to be more active in the Nevermind podcast community, we've got the Discord, and we got the Reddit, we got the Facebook fan page, we got the Twitter, we got Instagram, and you can also watch us here live Twitch on TV.tv. You can watch the already posted video on YouTube. If you just want to listen to our sexy voices, you can use SoundCloud or iTunes. So.
Oh, it's our Discord. Our Discord's blowing up.
Oh shit! Let's pull that shit up real quick.
Oh wait, never mind. It's not. Somebody tagged me in one of those like PlayStation messages that's exploding and everyone's shit talking each other.
All right. Well, and if that's the case, we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye. So everyone out there, thank you for showing up. Thank you to all the new followers, Rabid, and Click if you're a chump, and Grim.
And I thought we had one more, but
did we have one more?
I can't remember. But thank you to all our new followers. Replacing
Bob. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for showing up. Thank you everyone else who are already followers and showed up. You guys have a beautiful day.
I'll see you guys on Tuesday if you follow my stream.
And I'll see you guys on that stream probably Thursday and Friday in the chat. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.